All right. Hello, 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 guys. Looks like my audio might be a little bit hot there. It is that time of the month again. It is the first Friday in October, and it is 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So that means that once again, the guys over at Aputure have been kind enough to give me the keys to the kingdom and let me join you guys live here on their Facebook page for a little hangout, little education, and a little chat. So big thanks to them for letting me do this. Like I said, this is going to be a monthly thing, so I've been really enjoying it so far. So for any of you who may not know who I am Bart Johnson. I am a cinematographer and YouTuber based out of the Northern Virginia, Washington, D.C. area. I run my company, Bart Johnson Productions, and I also have my YouTube channel of the same name, Bart Johnson Productions. So if you haven't checked that out, I'll shamelessly plug it up front here. Make sure to go and check me out on there, because I do a lot of stuff like this, and I just love teaching and hanging out with people. So I have got everything all set up here. I've got some stuff to share with you guys today. I have an iPad here with the live chat. I see Mr. Moses Wilson, a familiar face, is in here, so hello to you. And if you guys want to ask me questions along the way, please feel free to go ahead. I will be glancing down and making sure to answer those. But we do have a topic that I'm going to steer us on a path through today. And that topic is connecting with fellow creatives, and maybe more specifically, fellow filmmakers. Now, filmmaking is something where it's definitely a team sport. You can go out and make little vignettes and stuff by yourself, but really for bigger projects and really for more advanced projects, you want to work with a team. And not only just for the quality of the project, but just the camaraderie and being part of a film crew, being part of a set, working collaboratively with a whole bunch of other creative people on a project is just like the greatest feeling in the world. So that's something that people need to be able to do, is to reach out and connect to these other, filmmakers and other creatives who are around them. And while there are some main hubs where it's very, very easy, places obviously like Los Angeles, there's filmmakers everywhere. You could stop somebody on the street and they're probably some sort of filmmaker or involved in that industry in some way, shape, or form. But if you go, New York is another big one. It's a thriving one, and there are some other larger cities that are getting bigger. Even here in the Washington D.C. metropolitan area where I am, there's a lot of stuff going on, but you have to know where to look for it in order to get involved in it. It's not as easy as being out in L.A. or New York. And you may also not even be in a major metropolitan area. So I'm going to try and help those people who are out there, they think isolation in the middle of nowhere. They think they must be the only filmmaker for, thousands of miles. But I'll bet you're not, and I'm going to show you a way to try and get in touch with other people who are like-minded and hopefully get yourself creating and rolling along. Naris is in here. Naris from Aputure. How you doing, Naris? Good to see you. And can I get the Spider-Man pop? Well, we'll address that right away. There's no Spider-Man pop up here. This is Deadpool, my friend. Much better than Spider-Man. Sorry, no diss on Spider-Man, but he's not in the collection yet. So I've got a bunch of Avengers, but no Spider-Man yet. But anyway, before I get derailed with my pop figures and all the stuff here in my office, like I said, not everybody lives in these populated areas, and even people who live in populated areas might still have difficulty finding filmmakers and other creatives to work with. Sometimes it's the reverse problem. There's so many people there and so much going on that you don't know where to find everybody, and you feel kind of alone. And you want to get involved, and you might have a project that you want people to join you on. You need people for, there's any various number of reasons. And we live in an amazing age of the internet. So I am going to take you through a few ways that the internet can help you connect and find people. The internet is an amazing thing right now. I mean, we've got people watching me from who knows where, across the globe. I'm talking to you guys live. We can chat. And it's just amazing. But it's also a great way to communicate and connect with people who might even be close to you that you didn't really know about. And so I'm going to show you guys a few of the top things that are out there on the internet to help you start getting into these collaborative environments and possibly find people to work with, either on your projects, on their projects, or just make friends and bounce ideas off of each other. So let me go ahead and get everything pulled up here. So I'm going to get us pulled up into Safari here. There we go. And so what I've got is I've got a few websites that I want you guys to know that are out there that you can reference and see if they're right for you. And the first ones are sort of just community forum websites where people who are working on projects that might not necessarily be Hollywood blockbusters, but people who are working on stuff and have questions post this stuff, and you can join this and you can get in there. And one of the websites here is indietalk.com, and like it says, it's a filmmaking community. So if you look on here, it's just like a traditional forum. There's not a whole lot of frill and everything to it, but if you go through, there's tons of people going through asking questions about stuff. People are asking about camera stuff, people are asking about software for screenwriters, people are looking for feedback on log lines for their project, people are looking for filmmakers for original song videos, there you go, looking for a composer. So there's all these threads in here. So not only can you go through here and see if there's something that interests you or applies to you, or maybe something that's going on in your area, but this is also something that you can join and then post in, and then people will see that you're looking for people or looking for help or have questions. And so this is a really good resource. I'd recommend going and checking out indietalk.com. Another one that we have here, not quite as polished, same kind of deal, not as big as IndieTalk, but it's filmmakerforum.org. So same kind of deal. Some people are talking about, laws here, and it's the same kind of idea where it's a whole bunch of different threads that are taking place, and you can join and you can post. So you can either be active in it and post your own stuff and try and draw people to you, or you can go ahead and you can get in there and just sort of lay back and scour through and take all the information, and maybe something will pop up that's in your area and people that you can work with. So let's see here. Moses, oops, throwing shade on Spider-Man. No. Spider-Man's never been my favorite, although the last Spider-Man Homecoming movie made me like the character a lot more, but he's just never been my kind of thing. And Neris is saying there are way too many filmmakers in LA. We have literally hundreds of Facebook groups for LA filmmakers. And Neris, don't go jumping the gun, because I've got a lot in the lineup and we're going to get to that there. But yeah, see, LA is saturated, but that doesn't mean that there aren't people reaching out via the internet from, Bozeman, Montana, Minot, North Dakota, places like that. I don't mean to throw those places under the bus or anything like that. Actually, my old college roommate is a VisFX guy, and he's from Minot, North Dakota, so that's why I took that town. I think I'm safe. But we'll go back into Safari here and take a peek. So these two, IndieTalk and Filmmaker Forum are really for people working on their indie projects, trying to get stuff started, just trying to do whatever they can, asking questions, learning stuff. Now maybe you're slightly a tier above and you're looking for paid work. You're not looking for just collaboration or help on your project. You're looking for paid work. Well, there's stuff out there for that too. So let's go ahead and get to that. One of the original ones that I use, and people look at me like I'm crazy, but it's still great, it's called Mandy.com. And you can see right here the title of it, the world's largest community of cast, crew, and creative professionals. So you can join it for free. It's basically like a job posting or a help wanted board, or something along those lines. And so you can choose what you are, film and TV crew, actors, dancers, singer, music professional, blah blah blah, located in, and pick your area, and it'll multiple countries as well. So it'll help you narrow it down, and it really is like a job posting board. So you can either post on this if you're doing a larger production where you're offering people pay, or you can search through here if you're looking to hop onto a project and try and, you know, dive into the industry and get yourself going. So Mandy.com is definitely one to check out. Another one that I had found, and this one I'm not personally familiar with, but it looks like it shows a lot of promise, is called Stage 32. So same kind of deal. You know, they're calling themselves basically like the social network for film and television and theater. So it says Stage 32 is Lynda meets LinkedIn for film, television, and theater creatives. And so it says, you know, 500,000 television and theater creatives. There's hours of education on here, but basically there's tons of people. Here's tons of testimonials. And it looks like they even have an app. And so this is another environment, an online environment that you can get yourself involved with and see if there's stuff out there for you, or if you have, if you're looking for someone to get involved with your project, this might be another outlet as well. Now, one of the oldest ones that I have used, and it's still relevant, I love it, I've used it forever, is Production Hub. So Production Hub, the global network of local crew and vendors, it says, and you can see I am logged in, I am a member of this, and it's sort of like an unpolished social network. You go ahead and create an account for your company or yourself as an individual, and you can post work, and you can post job listings if you have something open, or you can search through job listings based on your area, you know, crew leads, vendor leads, jobs that are available, you know, everything, ballpark, AV operations engineer. But I mean, there's tons of ways, and you can refine your search for exactly what you're looking for. And Production Hub is a great site. I recommend everybody jump on there and be a part of it, because obviously the more people that are involved in it, the better it's going to be, the more people are there. Okay, so let me come back here. So we know now that there are these established sites that are out there. You know, whether you're just looking to go more indie and, you know, really get yourself started up, work on some passion projects and get some like-minded people together, you know, with that Indie Talk and the Filmmaker Forum, you know, those are great for that. Or if you're a little bit higher level and you're either looking to pay people or you're looking to get paid, you know, you can search in, you know, what is it, Mandy.com, Production Hub, or it looks like Stage 32 as well. So there are options for those various levels there. But now everybody knows, while that Indie Talk and everything is sort of old school. So forums exist everywhere now. And one of the biggest platforms for it, I think, besides probably Reddit, one of the more collaborative platforms for it is Facebook. So Facebook has so much more than people just sharing photos of what they had for lunch or the funny thing that their baby or dog or cat did that day. So let's dig into some Facebook options for you guys and show you what's out there and how you can really use Facebook to get involved in this international filmmaking community and even your local filmmaking communities, because that's important. You know, getting involved internationally is great, but if you're not traveling internationally to go and be a part of these projects, then all you're doing is sitting at home on the internet. So you need to make sure you're getting out and connecting with people in person. But we'll get to that a little bit later as well. So let me bring us back in here. So the first one that I've got here. This is an example of a great forum. Sorry, I've got stuff popping up all over the place. This is an example of a great forum that is available on Facebook, and it is literally just called Filmmakers Forum. I have requested to join it. I'm still pending. But if you look here, you know, it's just a Filmmakers Forum. And it's an international, just free and open conversation about filmmaking. And people post stuff about their projects, things that they're working on. And this particular one, where did it say before? Look at this, 31,000 members. And look who's a member. Look, it's Ted Sim of Aputure. Look, it's Neris from Aputure. So, I mean, those guys are working for one of the companies that's in the industry. They work for Aperture. So everybody from bottom to top is a part of forums like this. And so you never know who you'll be able to connect with. So that's really, really cool. I didn't even know that. But I mean, 31,241 members, that's pretty sweet. So Filmmakers Forum is something I would recommend you go and have a request to join. But, you know, there are other forums out there as well on Facebook. Here's another one. This one right here. A lot of my friends are members of already that I've worked on projects with, but this is another great one. I mean, 9,925 members. This is Filmmakers Connect, over 10,000, you know, professionals. So, you know, everybody from high end to low end is getting together and having conversations here. And so I've put in a request for this one too. I'm hoping for some approvals, but this is just to show you that there are forums out there that aren't necessarily just region specific. So let's go ahead and move along here. Next, I just want to show you guys that this is my Facebook homepage right now. So let's bring it back just a sec. So Facebook has tons of groups and forums and stuff that you can go and check out, and it's absolutely crazy. And now while there are those established ones that are just really, really broad, you know, it's people from all over the place, there are forums and groups out there for regional filmmakers. So, you know, okay, say you live in Alaska, right? Okay, so Alaska, it can be kind of remote. You're thinking it's probably going to be hard to connect with some filmmakers in Alaska. Well, let's take a look here. Alaska filmmakers. What do we get here? Okay, so that's a TV show, but look at this. Southeast Alaska filmmakers. Alaska filmmakers, Alaska filmmaking group. And while they may not have the most people in them, sorry, I'm not even showing you guys this. Here you go. So I typed in Alaska filmmakers. It popped these up. You know, Southeast Alaska filmmakers, Alaska filmmakers, Alaska filmmaking group. You know, there's probably even more. Filmmakers of Alaska, Alaska Film Fest. So even in areas that you might think are kind of remote, and there might not be a ton of people, there might not be a ton of people, but look and search for your specific area and see if there's a group already created of people that are in that area. Or if there isn't, think about starting your own group and seeing if you can get that to spread, because, you know, people might be out in that area and think, man, I'm the only one, and it's really hard to connect with people, so they're not going to bother. But if one person creates a group and starts spreading it around, you're going to end up with people sharing ideas and connecting with each other. And that's really what you want. So let's go back in here. So yeah, I mean, this is just an example of that. There's all sorts of stuff. Actually, another thing on Facebook is nowadays not everyone goes to film school anymore. You know, there's a lot of education on YouTube, a lot of free stuff, and really it's all about your skills and your talent, how much you learn. So a lot of people say that film school isn't necessary. But if you did go to film school, go onto Facebook and see if your school or your program has an alumni page. Because I went to Savannah College of Art and Design in Savannah, Georgia, but I live up here, and people from all over the world, all over the United States and all over the place went to school with me, and before me and after me, and then they've dispersed all over the place. And so this SCAD, you know, somebody started a SCAD alumni group where they post offers for help on projects, or need help on projects, or have questions and stuff. So if there's a program that you were a part of, or a film school you were a part of, look and see if there's an alumni page. And usually you'll find a lot of amazing connections in there. And then you already have something in common. You know, it might be somebody who graduated or did the program, you know, 5 years after you did, but you have something in common, something to talk about right away, and things just start moving from there. So that's something to definitely check out there. Naris has a great group idea to start there. There you go. The Latino Parisian filmmakers. Who's joining me? Get on it, man. You say hello now like nobody's listening. You put that up there, I'll bet you'd get some people in there, and I bet you it would blow up pretty quick. People have a desire to connect, and a desire to connect to similar people and people who have the same passions and same goals. So you never know. You may laugh, but it could be one of the biggest filmmaking groups on Facebook soon enough. You never know. But another thing that I want to talk to you guys is joining groups that are actually local to your area. So do a search and see if there are any filmmaking or video professional groups in your area, not forums, not stuff that exists only online, but something that might be a physical group that does actual meetings and stuff like that. And I have something in my area that I've been a part of for years and has been huge for me for networking and for getting help. And it is called TIVA. It's the Television, Internet, and Video Association of DC. So I'm not sure if TIVA is in other parts of the country as well, but I'm part of TIVA DC, and I've been a member of it for years. And I mean, they've got everything. They've got news, they've got jobs, they've got events. They hold classes, they hold seminars, they hold demonstrations, they hold awards. They have get-togethers and all sorts of stuff. There's even an email forum kind of thing that goes through. And the great thing about having something like this is that these people are physically in my area. These people are people that I physically go and meet when we have these meetings. I have, a beer with them, and we talk about what projects we're working on or how we overcame a certain problem. We exchange business cards. We show each other some work that we've done on our phone or something like that. And what happens then is your name gets into the grapevine, and the next time someone's having a problem, your name might be the first one on the top of their head, and lucky for you, they have your phone number right there, and boom, you're in, and you're working with somebody new, and then it sort of spreads and expands and expands and expands from that. So if you are in the Northern Virginia, Maryland, DC area, I would recommend checking out TIVA, and maybe you'll see me at an event. I've actually done some demos at an event for them a few years ago, which was pretty cool. But see if there's something like this that exists in your area. Now, these usually do come with membership fees because there's a governing organization, and they're putting on events and stuff, and so that costs money. But it really has been an absolutely invaluable resource for me to check out something like this. So if you are in my area, I look forward to possibly one day seeing you at one of these TIVA events. But these kind of things and these kind of events with these groups, they are important because, like I said earlier, is you can participate actively in all of the online forums. You can answer people's questions on Facebook. You can make friends in the Facebook forums, and you guys chat back and forth all the time. But what that doesn't equate to is it doesn't equate to creating a film or shooting together. And so at some point, this digital connection has to become a physical connection. You guys have to meet personally and sweat it out and shoot a project and do what you want to do, which is go out and shoot or go out and act or go compose or record a song or music, whatever it may be. Eventually that needs to happen. Some of this stuff can happen remotely, but specifically shooting and filmmaking, it's all about, bodies on set, people getting together and being able to do this stuff. And so groups like this allow for that interaction, but there are also plenty of other ways for you to meet people in person. And I know in this digital age, it sounds scary meeting people in person. People don't even meet for dates anymore in person, let alone working on projects and stuff. But you need to do it, and it's great. So a great way to be involved and a great way to meet like-minded people in the filmmaking community is see if there are any local film festivals near you. they don't have to be huge. In fact, maybe even the smaller the better, because then you'll know that the people who come to it are really are dedicated and passionate and are there for a reason. You know, maybe they just want to see the films that are being presented. Maybe they made a film that's in there, and then you get to go up and say hello and talk to that person and get connected. You might not have known that so-and-so lived, you know, just, you know, a couple, you know, maybe 100 miles from you in whatever state you're in or whatever country you're in, and that they've been doing amazing projects, and maybe they've been looking for help, or maybe you've been looking for help. You're never going to know until you meet and talk with the people. So look for film festivals and go and attend whatever you can and check it out and meet people in person. It's really, really important to do that. Let's see here. Moses, I'm 100% behind you on the face-to-face, but have you ever heard of people remotely collaborating and creating something in a virtual space? Yeah, so I did kind of stop myself short there when I was saying that, you know, you have to be in person, face-to-face to create something, because that's not necessarily true these days. I think it is true for filmmaking, for the actual camera part and capture and production. People have to be there, actors have to be there, camera crew has to be there. You know, somebody has to actually be doing this stuff. But there is other stuff, collaborating with a composer after the fact. You could have a composer in another country that you're working with and do stuff via the internet. Writing is a big collaborative thing that can easily be done via the internet. And who knows, maybe in just, you know, a few years' time, we won't have cameras or use actors anymore. Maybe everything will just be, you know, hyper-realistic 3D models that are animated, and you move a camera around like it's After Effects and make an entire thing like that, and that's just how we do it. But for the time being, I'm sticking to the old school, you know, physical handshake and let's make something together kind of thing. But yeah, there are ways to work on a film with people remotely, and I think they usually are a lot of the post and pre stuff. But when it comes to production, I think you need people. But let's see, where was I? Okay, so we talked about film festivals. So maybe there aren't film festivals that are happening in your area as much, or maybe they're a little expensive to go to, who knows. Another thing to look for is rental houses. So if there are any gear rental houses in your area, take a look and see if they do any open houses. Because when they do open houses, they usually bring out their fanciest equipment and, you know, show it off, and a lot of people come to check it out and see what's going on. And, you know, there's a few in my area. You know, there's Charm City Rentals up in Baltimore. There's DC Camera, actually just up the road from me. But when they do open houses, people get together. So you're going to find people who are obviously interested in cameras, interested in filmmaking, and just hang out and talk with them and see if you guys want to work together on something. You know, because this whole thing is just about meeting people. And so you got to look for those events and clusters that sort of draw everybody out of the woodwork to one central spot. And while they may seem few and far between, they're out there. So rental house open houses is a good one that you might not have thought of. Another one is if you have a local camera store and they do an event, like maybe they have an annual event where they have people come to the store and they bring stuff out and they offer camera sensor cleaning and stuff like that. And, you know, just an event where they bring like-minded camera enthusiasts and people who are into that together. You know, photographers, videographers, everybody who's working anything in the camera industry is probably going to be interested in going to that. So that's something to go and check out too, and see who's there, see what they do, and see if either they can help you or you can help them, or if you guys just want to stay in touch and something comes up sometime down the road. So that's another one to look out for, camera store events. And so I'll wrap this sort of up a little bit here by saying, you know, the key is just network. And whether that be digital networking online, you know, being active in forums, and then all of a sudden you find out that someone's close to you, and you guys can work on something together. Or whether you're active by showing up at pretty much every event or film festival or screening or anything in your area, people are going to notice, you're going to talk to people, you're going to meet people. And what happens is, after you meet one person and you work with them on that and you guys have a good experience together, the next time they're on something with another person, they're probably going to mention you and bring you in on that. So now you've met more people. Now you've met the entire crew of that project. And then each person on that crew might recommend you for another project. So it just keeps expanding exponentially. And I can speak personally to that because I had a friend from college who was doing a shoot years after college. She thought of me, and I went and worked on her set, met another dude who was acting as assistant director on that set. And then he was directing something a little bit later, and he brought me on to DP that. And then from that, everybody on that project, got to meet me and see how I worked. And then I started getting requests to assist on everything. And so now I have a huge network of people that I'm involved with in my area that I didn't know existed. And now I'm pretty much a common name in that network, which is great. It's awesome. But it's, it was actually amazing that once I started putting myself out there, how quickly that spread and happened. So it's something that's easy to do. You just got to get that little push to keep it rolling. And one thing I do want to say as part of networking is, you can go around and you can hand out business cards and you can say hello to people and talk to them. And it may be that you have very little experience. That's okay. People are usually willing to help people out and offer some knowledge and education and experience. But as you start doing more and more work, make sure to put your work out there, because the more work that you have to represent yourself, it's going to draw more people to you. And whether that be on a YouTube channel, whether you just have a website with a portfolio or anything like that, just as you do more work, share the work with everybody. People are going to see how you improve. People are going to see your skills. People are going to see that you've been trusted by others and stuff like that. So it's an important part, is to share your work. And I know it's hard, because the one thing you don't have when you're trying to start getting work to show is you don't have work to show. So it's almost like having the capital to start a business, it's like, oh, I want to start making money, but I have to have a whole bunch of money to start making. And so it seems tough. But I guarantee you, shake enough hands, chime in on enough forums, offer to help on enough projects, and just be actively involved and passionate, and eventually you're going to get there, and you're going to start building up your work, and you're going to be able to share that with people, and it's going to be good. So guys, that is about all that I have here for us today. We have covered a lot. We've got both the internet side, and virtual collaboration and virtual networking. But then equally, and I would even argue a little bit more important, is personal networking and personal connection, face to face, and being involved in doing that. I'm not saying that every region, every country, every city is going to have a wealth of options for whether they be forums or events or whatever to you, depending on how remote your area is. But I would do a little bit of searching, and I bet you can find something. And if I'm completely wrong and you can't find anything, then start something. So, everything starts somewhere. All of these forums online started, specifically those regional ones on Facebook, they started because one or two people were like, I wonder if there's more of us, and then they got it going. So you can be the one who gets something started up and going. So I hope this all helps you out, guys. I know it can seem really daunting to try and connect with people. Some regions have so many people that you don't even know where to start, and some regions have so few people that you feel like you're the only one. But hopefully all of this will help you guys out. And another option is you guys can communicate with me, whether they be through monthly live shows on Facebook here on the Aperture Facebook page, or if you go over to my YouTube channel. I release a lot of content, reviews and stuff like that, but I also do a weekly live show on Saturdays with different subjects and topics. But that's an opportunity for live communication and interaction, and just posting in comments and all sorts of stuff. So there's a lot that can be done. And I know it's another shameless plug, but yeah, please do go check out my YouTube channel for more information. I will have this video posted up on my YouTube channel later on today after it's done. So if you want to continue the conversation about this, if you guys have any other resources that I haven't hit on, or any other great ideas, or even if you're looking for help on something, you can use this, either the Facebook comments or on YouTube. Use those as a springboard. Say, I live in this area, I need help with something, or I just want to hang out with another filmmaker. Is there anybody out there? So use this as a springboard. Just do whatever you got to do. And there you go. But like I said, I do a live show on my YouTube channel. So I do want to plug that for you guys. Like I said, it's every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And we do have a great show coming up tomorrow. So if you want more of me live, which who wouldn't, right? Then this is what we're going to be talking about. We are going to be talking about what is in my current go-to lighting kit. I say current because it changes quite often. And I'm sure you can tell from the picture there, there's a few Aperture products included in that kit. Not a bias thing, not a sponsor thing, just they've been making some quality stuff, and it's the stuff that I trust. So, but I won't give it all away. Feel free to join me for that. I'd like to thank all you guys on Facebook for joining and commenting here in the Facebook Live feed. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your Friday to come and hang out for a little bit. And like I said, hopefully this information was helpful. So if you guys want to, let's see what we got here. Just making sure I don't have any chat things. Make sure you add the website and Facebook group names to the YouTube channel description. Yeah, I do have plans to do that. Moses, good. That's a good point. So all the stuff that I put in here, I will have in the description so that people can check it out. So if you're watching it on Facebook as a replay, maybe pop over and check that out. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. We've been going just about 40 minutes now, a little bit longer than the plan, but there was a lot of good content in here that I wanted to make sure I got out to you guys. So like I said, I will be joining you guys first Friday of every month at 3 p.m. Eastern time here on the Aperture Facebook page. I really appreciate them allowing me this opportunity to do so, and I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. So until next month, you guys hang in there, and I will see you next month on the first Friday of November. All right, guys. Take care.